Hey, it's time for some bedtime stories from Wood Library. Right, Bernard? We've got some good ones picked out for you tonight, so let's get started with one that's called Big Day on the River. This is written by Sarah Wilson and illustrated by Randy Cecil. And it's published by Henry Holt and Company. Now at dawn, Willie danced her way to the river, joyful to be alone and grinning ear to ear. "Yow-wee," she shouted, "my first day out on the Wallawatchie, and nobody's here to tell me what to do or how to do it." Skinny legs tall, eyes sparkling, she ran down Uncle Buster's old dock, and she lowered herself into the little raft that was bobbing at the end. Whoomp! "Off we go-de-do," she sang. The day was a dazzle, bright sun, no wind, and the river like a sky mirror with hardly a ripple. Suddenly, she heard a loud shout. "Hold up, Willie child," Grandma Clementina gasped as she hustled toward the raft. "It's a long-toed river out there. You'll be hungry as a hound by mid-morning." And then she dropped a bumpy bag of apples at Willie's feet. Willie gave her a big smile. "Thank you, Grandma Clemmy," she said. Then Grandma Emmeline huffed and puffed up the dock with a huge, plump watermelon. "In case you run out of apples, dear," she explained. The watermelon was heavier than a full-grown raccoon in a washtub, but still, Willie managed to smile. "Thank you, Grandma Em," she said. Then Grandpa Jebediah brought Willie an umbrella as tall as a beanpole. "You'll need this for a sunshade," he told her. "And say, if a few old socks fall out when you open it up, just stuff them in your backpack. I've been missing them." "Old socks?" Willie's nose twitched, but she nodded politely. "Thank you, Grandpa Jeb," she said. And then Grandpa Ezekiel stepped forward with a scratchy-looking blanket. "Your arms will get ice bumps in the shade," he said, throwing the blanket over Willie's shoulder. "Pay no mind to the horsehairs." Willie gulped. "Thank you, Grandpa Zeke," she said. Then Uncle Bunderbus brought Willie her bicycle, "So you can wheel off to see the sights whenever you pull up to shore," he exclaimed. It was no easy job to wrangle the bike into the raft without falling spelunk into the water. But Willie held her tongue. "Thank you, Uncle Buster," she said. Wherever she was going to stand, well, she didn't know, much less where she would sit. And then Uncle Mumford lowered a heavy chair into the raft. "Best cat-cuddling chair I ever had," he told Willie. "But you'll need a perch, Sugar Bean." Willie looked at her raft and sighed. "Thank you, Uncle Mumfrey." Well, then Aunt Josie Beth and Aunt Catherine gave Willie a whopping big picnic basket, and not one but 2 thermos bottles. "Lemonade for midday," they explained, "and hot chocolate in case you get caught under a cloud cover." Willie took a very deep breath. "Thank you, Aunt JB. Thank you, Aunt Katie," she said. And suddenly her feet started sloshing inside her boots. Whompers. Still, Cousin Luther plunked a camp stove down next to her, and Cousin Clyde quickly topped it off with a 4-pound pot of his mother's best baked beans. "Now that's what I call a well-stocked raft," he boomed. "On your feet, Willie Salt. Looks like you're going to need help getting your gear underway." "No, wait!" Willie hollered, but everybody was too far away to hear. So Cousin Clyde gave himself a running start, and he shot over the dock like a cow riding on a cannonball and then landed thunk. And Willie's little raft promptly sank. Well, suddenly up bobbed the raft, swept clean as the day it first was lashed together. Willie and Cousin Clyde popped up next in a wash of apples and beans, and the 2 of them were laughing fit to burst. The screeching stopped cold crackers. And then Grandma M spotted her giant watermelon, well, floating downriver. "Why, I won third prize for that melon," she shouted, yanking Uncle Mumphrey into the water. Splosh. "I want my sock umbrella," cried Grandpa Jed. "Don't worry, Willie, I'll save your bike," yelled Uncle Buster. And in they all went, every last one of them, shouting and splashing like happy otters. Fortunately, the water was only shoulder high for a family of swimmers. Then everybody finally straggled back to shore with their rescued flotsam, drooping and dripping and looking, well, sad and perplexed. All eyes turned to Willie. "Your nice raft ride slockered," wailed Grandma M. "No, no, no," Willie said. "I love you all to popping, but please take back all these wondrous things. All I really need are your hugs, your kisses, and your very best wishes," she told them. "Well, those you have, Willie child," mumbled Grandma Clemmy, dabbing her eyes with Grandpa Zeke's wet shirt tail. "Always," shouted everybody else, and there was a sunburst of smiles. So, greatly hugged and lightly packed, Willie launched her raft out on the Wallawatchie. At last. I think that she had a little too much help, don't you? Well, I've got 5 little monkeys who were jumping on the bed. When one fell off, well, he bumped his head, and his mama called the doctor. The doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." You wouldn't want that bed to sink, would you? So 4 little monkeys are jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. So his mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." That means 3 little monkeys are jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. So his mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." So then 2 little monkeys are jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. So his mama called the doctor. The doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." And that leaves 1 little monkey who is jumping on the bed. When she fell off, oh, she bumped her head. Her mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." Our next story is called "The Dark at the Top of the Stairs," and it might be a little bit scary. Let's find out. It's written by Sam McBratney and illustrated by Ivan Bates, and it's published by Candlewick Press. There was once a wise old mouse who lived with his young mice in a corner of the cellar. Every day the old mouse liked to do something interesting with his young mice. "What shall we do tomorrow?" he said one bedtime, for the young mice were getting ready to sleep, and he wanted them to look forward to the morning. "I would like to see the dark at the top of the stairs," said Cobb. "Me too," said his sister Hazel, snuggling into the warmth. "I want to see the dark at the top of the stairs." "And so do I," said young Berry Berry, the youngest of the 3. "We've never been to the top of the stairs, the big dark stairs, where the monster lives." Well, the old mouse thought for a mile. It was true that he had not taken his young mice up the cellar stairs. Then he said, "What about a walk to the acorn tree in the garden? Or a visit to your cousins in the cornfield? We could even have a swing on the seed heads of the long grass." "No," said Cobb. "We want to see the dark at the top of the stairs." "Or we'll climb up there on our own," said Hazel. "And see the monster by ourselves," cried little Berry Berry. The old mouse nodded as he made his young mice comfortable in their bed. "Very well, then," he said. "We will go there in the morning." He spoke as if he knew that sooner or later all young mice will try to see the dark at the top of the stairs. In the morning, as early sunshine lit up the cobwebs in the corners of the cellar windows, they set off on their journey. Can you see them down there? Right there. And they're going to go up to the top of the stairs. Let's not talk about the monster, whispered Cobb when they got on the third step. I won't mention it if you won't mention it, whispered Hazel. I won't talk about the monster either, laughed little Berry, who hadn't learned how to whisper yet. After 7 steps, they stopped once more. There was excitement in their eyes, and the young mice hardly dared to look up, for they were closer now than they had ever been to the dark at the top of the stairs. I wonder if it's really, really real, whispered Cobb. You said you wouldn't talk about it, whispered Hazel. I hope the monster knows we're coming, cried little Berry. Still didn't know how to whisper. On the 10th step up, only 2 from the top, they paused once more. Hazel turned to the old mouse and whispered, What is the monster like? Is it the most terrible thing that anyone has ever seen? We don't have far to go now, the old mouse said, and he climbed the last 2 steps. After him came Hazel and Cobb, and finally little Berry, who said, I don't see any monster at the top of the stairs. And then something happened. The young mice crept into a crack of light. And they saw the monster shadow move toward them as smoothly as a clown. And something breathed out softly one strange word. Meow. Oh my. Well, the young mice did not wait to say goodbye. With wildly beating hearts, they went. Bumpity bump and slippity slide and tumble thump all the way to the bottom of the stairs, where they landed in a wriggle and a heap before making a dash for warm, safe, wonderful home. At the end of the day, the old mouse came to ask his young mice what they would like to do tomorrow. I would like to go to the acorn tree, said Cobb. I would like to visit our cousins in the cornfield, said Hazel. I would like to swing backward and forward on the long grass, said little Berry. But you know, none of them mentioned the dark at the top of the stairs. I guess they weren't as brave as they thought they might be. Well, can you shake, shake, shake your sillies out, shake, shake, shake your sillies out, shake, shake, shake your sillies out and wiggle your waggles away. Now can you clap, clap, clap your crazies out, clap, clap, clap your crazies out, clap, clap, clap your crazies out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out, stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out, stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out and wiggle your waggles away. Stand up so you can jump, jump, jump your jiggles out, jump, jump, jump your jiggles out, jump, jump, jump your jiggles out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you yawn? Oh. Yawn your sleepies out, yawn. Oh. Yawn your sleepies out, yawn. Yawn your sleepies out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you shake, shake, shake your sillies out, shake, shake, shake your sillies out, shake, shake, shake your sillies out and wiggle your waggles away. Well, our next story doesn't smell very good. It's called Smelly Bill, and it's written and illustrated by Daniel Postgate, and it's published by North South Books. Now Bill the dog loves smelly things like muddy ponds and rubbish bins. Disgusting stuff he'd stick his snout in, sniff and snort and roll about in. Because of this, he had a bleak and really quite unpleasant reek. His family would cry, "You stink," and try to get him in the sink. But every time he'd get away to live to stink another day. A very smelly dog was Bill, and that's the way he stayed. Until one day his folks went to the beach and left poor Bill with, oh my, Great Aunt Bleach. Now, Great Aunt Bleach just loved to clean. On cleaning, she was super keen. With disinfectant, sponge and scrubber, vacuum mop and gloves of rubber, Great Aunt Bleach yelled, "Tally-ho!" and cleaned the house from tip to toe. And when every knife and fork was polished, every dirty mark abolished, Great Aunt Bleach said, "What's that smell?" And is when she spotted Bill. Bleach twittered, "Come on, doggy woo, it's bathy-wathy time for you." Bleach was fast, but Bill was faster, and like a flash he dashed straight past her. He knew exactly what to go for. He scrambled underneath the sofa. Just out of reach from Bleach, he knew there was nothing she could do. He snuggled up that cheeky chap and settled down to take a nap. Well, when Bill woke up, before his eyes, he saw a steak of mammoth size. It was a lovely, juicy thing. It got him all a-dribbling. Do you see that there's a string? And who's that? Bill slid from underneath the seat and sank his teeth into the meat. It was a trick. Bill had been fooled. Bleach wound and pulled and wound and pulled until she had the smelly pet caught within her fishing net. Then with a laugh, Bleach filled the bath until the bath was brimming, and while she tipped in smelly stuff, Bill heard the old girl singing, "Oh, fizzy lilac, scented balls, please hear the words I'm speaking. Oh, apple blossom, lemon zest, cherry scrub, and all the rest. Please do your very smelly best to stop this beast from reeking." I think she made it up on the spot. And while Bleach was busy with her chants, Bill struggled from the net. He saw the window, seized his chance, and out to freedom leapt. Across the yard he had to race to find a perfect hiding place. He dug down deep within a very smelly compost heap. But oh, too late. Bleach spotted him. She wasted very little time in climbing on the washing line, yelled, "Bill, you will not get away!" And like a great big plump bird of prey, she swooped down to the compost bin and landed right on top of him. Game over, doggy woggy woo. It's bathy wathy time for you. When they returned, the family were most surprised and pleased to see a fluffy Bill from nose to toes, smelling sweeter than a rose. Bleach said, "I do not like to boast, but I'm the one to thank." The children didn't get too close because she absolutely stank. How long do you think it'll take before Bill is all dirty again? I bet not long. Well, I've got 5 little hot dogs that are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. So 4 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 3 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 2 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 1 little hot dog is cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and the one went bam. So no little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and the pan went bam. Well, I don't know if there's a correlation here, a connection between that Smelly book and this one. You'll have to see. This is called Pirates Don't Change Diapers. This is written by Melinda Long and illustrated by David Shannon. And this is actually the second one about these pirates and a boy named Jacob. And that's a diaper. Pirates don't change diapers. They don't even change their socks. I know because I used to be a pirate, but that's another story. Today, while I was wondering what to buy my mother for her birthday with 27 cents in my pocket, Mom came into the room and said, "Jeremy Jacob, I have to go get some milk. Your dad's taking a nap, so try not to bother him." And as she went out the door, she called, "Oh, and if your sister wakes up, try to keep her happy. I'll be back soon." Oh, great, I thought. Keeping that baby happy is never easy. Mom had hardly been gone a minute when I heard a knock on the door. And I peeked through the peek hole. Do you see what he saw? There were some old friends on our front porch. "Ahoy there, Jeremy Jacob! Are we ever glad to see you," said Captain Braidbeard. "We've run into a boatload of trouble. Our ship ran aground on a coral reef. The bow broke open and our figurehead's nose tore right off. I had it carved special to look just like me blessed mother, too." "Aye, his mother," the crew chorused. "Now, it'll have to be replaced, and that'll cost us a pretty penny," said Braidbeard. "We'll be needing the treasure we buried in your backyard." That's what happened in the last book. "Treasure," the pirates repeated. Well, what with all that yelling, my baby sister woke up, and it's a miracle my dad didn't wake up too. Look at that. "Arr!" hollered Braidbeard. "What's that caterwauling?" "That's Bonnie Ann," I said. "I'm supposed to keep her quiet. You'll have to help me babysit." "Babysit?" Braidbeard scratched his head. "Pirates don't sit on babies." "No sitting on babies," hollered the crew. But there was no way we'd be digging up the treasure, I told them, until Bonnie Annie was happy again. And that's how the pirates became babysitters. Bonnie Annie always has her diaper changed after her nap, but the pirates needed lots of practice. Things got really interesting when we ran out of diapers. They used them all. And then it was Bonnie Ann's lunchtime, and when she gets hungry, everybody knows it. Braidbeard sniffed the baby food. Shiver me timbers! What be this vile-smelling swill?" "Strained spinach," I told him. "Strained spinach?" Braidbeard said. "Oh, a bilge rat wouldn't eat this stuff." And then Bonnie Annie sneezed, and I got out of the way just in time. "Arr! Strained spinach!" wailed the pirates. Now, when Bonnie Ann was finally changed and fed, we thought we'd be able to go outside to dig. But every time we tried to sneak away, the baby got fussy again, and she does that a lot. "Now what does the wee mutineer want?" Braidbeard demanded. "Maybe you should rock her," I said. "Aye then," bellowed Braidbeard. "Rock on, me hearties! Rock on!" cheered the crew. "Not that kind of rock," I groaned. "Use the rocking chair." Well, when rocking didn't work, we tried pirate peekaboo, and we danced a pirate jig, and we sang sea shanties. "Oh, look," I whispered. "She's falling asleep again. Quick, Let's dig up the treasure now. Time to dig, laddies, commanded Braidbeard. Shh, I said. Not so loud. Not so loud, roared the pirates. Well, Bonnie Ann caterwauled. That means she really cried loudly, until we found the only person who could keep her quiet. Quicker than you can say, scurvy dog, we headed out the door to get the treasure. The map, Braidbeard said. Hand over the map. The map? Everybody emptied their pockets, but no luck. The wee lass, she must have it, Braidbeard hollered, and we all ran for the house, but the map wasn't there. And neither was Bonnie Ann. The map, cried Braidbeard. The treasure, boomed the crew. The baby, I yelled louder than anyone. After all, she is my sister, and I was getting really worried. Well, we searched all over the house and then ran back outside. And we stopped so fast we were almost pirate pancakes. Boom, 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 boom. And there was Bonnie Ann. And she had the map. Avast, yelled Braidbeard. The wee lass has eaten it. And now we'll never be able to fix the ship. Oh, we're marooned. Marooned, moaned the others. Maybe not, I said. Thanks to my little sister, I think we know exactly where to dig. You know what that means, right? X marks the spot. Well, with all of us digging, we found the treasure in no time. Braidbeard opened the chest and grinned. Choose your reward, Jeremy Jacob. You've earned your fair share. Well, it didn't take me long to decide. Green is my mom's favorite color. If you need a babysitter again, matey, Braidbeard said, you know how to find us. Just run the Jolly Roger up yonder pole. Up yonder pole, I shouted. And as the pirates headed back to their ship, Bonnie Ann and I ran straight for the house. Because you know what? We had a birthday present to wrap. I think that worked out just fine for everyone. Well, let's see here. We can do one more. How about the itsy bitsy monkey climbed up the coconut tree. Down came a coconut and it bopped him on the knee. Along came his mommy who kissed away the pain. Then the itsy bitsy monkey climbed up the tree again. I think we might have time for one more. This is called North, South, East, West. And it's written by Margaret Weiss-Brown. You know her from Goodnight Moon. It's illustrated by Greg Pizzoli. And it's published by Harper. Once there was a little bird all tucked into her nest. It was almost time for her to fly away. Her mother taught her to ride the wind and to fly above and below the storms and to glide on the strength of the wind. And then they would fly home to their nest in the sycamore tree and she would sing her song. And the little bird would ask, when I fly away, which is best, north, south, east, or west? And her mother curved her head under her wing and put her other wing over her little bird. And as the hush of the evening fell, the crickets sang their cricket song. And the little bird dreamed from the warmth of the nest of the north and the south and the east and the west. And in the bright new light of the rising sun, she stretched her little wings and flew. And she flew on the wind to the north, to a land of ice and snow, where everything was white. But it was too cold for the little bird to rest or build her nest. So she flew around the North Pole and headed south. Till the sea was blue and the trees were green and the thickets were full of flowers. But it was too hot there to build a nest. So the little bird rested and then headed west. Over mountains and rivers and plains to where the red sun sank into the sea. She had flown to the north and to the south and the west, but which direction did she like best? Well, she sat on a rock by the edge of the sea and she thought of her home in the sycamore tree. She had flown to the north and the south and the west, but east was home. So she stretched her wings and flew into the rising sun. Over the high mountains, over the deep canyons, over the great forest and plains she flew, till she came to where the land was soft and green with rain, and the sycamore trees grew tall. In the spring when the wild birds sing in the wild green forests of the east, well, the little bird, now a big bird, sang to her eggs the song her mother had sung to her, till her little birds cracked out of their shell. And when they opened their beaks and said, "When we fly away, which is the best, north, south, east, or west?" What do you think she told them? I think they had to find out for themselves. All right. Well, let's have, our bubble gum. So reach in your pocket, pull out your pretend bubble gum, unwrap it, pop it in your mouth and chew it all up. Spit it out and clap your other hand on top. And your hands are stuck together with sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your knee. On stick, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your chin. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your back. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your cheek. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your arm. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your nose. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on mom or dad. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum. Time to throw it in the trash. So are you ready for the flannel board? It's not a flannel board this week. It's my magnet board. Well, hush, little digger, don't say a word. Papa's gonna scoop up a pile of dirt. And if that dirt starts to overflow, Papa's gonna find you a red backhoe. And if that backhoe has a bad motor, Papa's gonna find you a front end loader. And if that loader runs into bad luck, Papa's gonna find you a pickup truck. And if that truck shakes, quiver, and quaver, Papa's gonna find you an asphalt paver. And if that paver hits a rock that slows her, Papa's gonna find you a yellow bulldozer. And if that dozer springs an oil gusher, Papa's gonna find you a concrete crusher. And if that crusher's lights blink and flicker, Papa's gonna buy you a cherry picker. And if that picker can't sit still, Papa's gonna find you an auger drill. And if that drill won't drive deeper, Papa's gonna find you a green street sweeper. And while that sweeper clears the town, you'll still be the best little digger around. That's a lot of trucks. All right, well, let's finish up with one of our Sandra Boynton favorites. I think I almost look like I should go with this book. This is called Pajama Time by Sandra Boynton and is published by Workman. Well, the moon is up. It's getting late, so let's get ready to celebrate. It's pajama time. So pull on the bottoms, pull on the tops, get ready to set, blah, blah, blah. So are you ready for Sandra Boynton's book this week? We're using Pajama Time. This is published by Workman. Yes. So let's finish up with our Sandra Boynton book. Tonight we're going to be having Pajama Time, and is published by Workman Publishing. Well, the moon is up. It's getting late, so let's get ready to celebrate. It's pajama time. Pull on the bottoms, pull on the top. Get yourself set to pajama debop. It's pajama time. Now some are old and some are new. Some are red and some are blue. Some are fuzzy and some are not. But we can all pajama in whatever we've got. It's pajama time. Oh yes, it's pajama time. Now some are pink and some are green and some are the ugliest we've ever seen. They might be stripy or polka dot, but we can all pajama in whatever we've got. It's pajama time. So jammy to the left, pajama to the right, jamma, 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 PJs. Everybody's wearing them for dancing tonight. Jamma, 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 PJs. Now all around the room in one big line, wearing our pajamas and looking so fine. It's pajama time. Then hop into bed, turn out the light. You can have a party in your dreams tonight. It's pajama time. Hush, hush, it's pajama time. Hush, hush, it's